welcome back to my channel. My name is Rose Writes, and I write and narrate Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction. The art in my thumbnail is by Nema Diana. Her Instagram will be linked below. Please enjoy In Love With You. Chapter 2, Adopted Cat. Waking up next to Cat Noir felt surreal. Marinette's biological clock went off at 7 a.m. despite it being a Saturday. She stretched her arms, used to being able to stretch as far as she wanted, but instead she ended up nailing Cat in the ear with her elbow. "Ow," he muttered groggily. Marinette gasped, her hands flying to her face. "Cat, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?" She grabbed his blonde mop, inspecting his head. "Only a kiss from the beautiful princess can heal my wounds." He draped a hand across his forehead. "You're such a drama king." She giggled, but placed a kiss on his head anyways. "It's a miracle! I'm healed!" She rolled her eyes. Whatever. "So, what does superhero extraordinaire usually do on Saturdays when he isn't out fighting crime?" "I'm never off duty, princess, for crime never rests, so neither does Cat Noir." "Who are you, Batman?" She narrowed her eyes at him, stifling her laughter. He laughed a bit himself. "Do you want the real answer?" "Of course. I may not know the actual you, but I still want to know you, kitty." "Okay, well, I usually spend weekends doing homework, sitting alone in my room, pretending I don't exist. Or I'm here hanging out with you." Her expression saddened. "Oh, Cat, I'm sorry, I'm sure that wasn't what you were expecting. To be honest, my home life kinda sucks. What I wouldn't give to have parents like yours, they're amazing." He thought for a brief moment. "Actually, it's probably for the best that I don't. I'd be like 50 pounds heavier." They were now sitting up in her bed. Marinette laughed at his attempt to lighten the mood. "So, what are your plans for today?" He looked over at the window, noticing the sun that already hung in the sky. "My dad is probably wondering where I am, so I better..." But before he finished his sentence, he sighed deeply. "I know I'm not supposed to share so much, but I love you, Marinette. When I'm not Cat Noir, I lead a sheltered life. I can't go anywhere or do what I want. You're my safe place." Sadness lingered in his beautiful green eyes. Marinette said nothing, but embraced him. After a long moment, she said, "You know you're always welcome here, kitty." "I know. Thank you." He gave her a squeeze. Then the two slowly made their way to the floor of her bedroom. Now more than ever, Marinette had such a curiosity about Cat Noir. His civilian life sounded torturous. She didn't want him to go back to a life of silence. She wanted him to stay and be exactly who he is. This boy she had grown to love more than anything, that was the real him, she was sure of it. Not the obedient, sheltered child that hid in his bedroom and did whatever Daddy said. "So, Cat Noir, when was the last time you have detransformed?" Cat scratched his chin thoughtfully. He worked through the math in his head, counting on his fingers before providing Marinette with an answer. "Maybe 16 or 17 hours, I think. Why?" Marinette stared at him slack-jawed. She decided to play a bit ignorant. "Cat, that's a long time. Don't you have a what's it called? A kwami? Shouldn't you detransform and give him a break?" "Aw, shoot, Plagg! He's going to be starving by the time I detransform." Realizing that he just name-dropped his kwami, he facepalmed himself. "Oops. Plagg, that's your kwami's name?" Marinette giggled a bit, acting like this was brand new information for her. Cat Noir sighed deeply. "Yeah, man, if I keep telling you all of my secrets, Ladybug is going to kill me." secret is safe with me, kitty. Marinette smiled, placing a kiss on his nose. I'm going downstairs. You can detransform in my bathroom, feed Plagg, and do what you need to do. Take your time. Marinette embraced him before disappearing through the trapdoor that leads to the bakery, leaving Cat Noir alone in her room. Cat Noir did a circle around her bedroom, noticing things he hadn't noticed before. Like in the beginning of their relationship, she had several pictures of his civilian identity, Adrien Agreste, nearly everywhere. But they were now replaced with pictures of them together at several locations, both posed and candid. Every season, every holiday. Next to her sewing machine stood a black and green frame with a picture of them from last Christmas, and they wore matching ugly Christmas sweaters standing underneath the mistletoe. Cat smiled at the memories, then suddenly remembered what he should be doing. Oh, right, Plagg! He cringed a bit. Hopefully he isn't too upset. The superhero dashed into the bathroom, shutting and locking the door behind him. Plagg, claws in! After the blinding green light concluded, the Kwami was expelled from his Miraculous and landed on the sink, already whining, clutching his stomach. So hungry. I have a need for cheese. Adrien, I don't have much time. I'm going into the light. Going. Adrien rolled his eyes, then from his shirt pocket grabbed not one, not two, but 3 pieces of stinky, gross camembert. Oh, my cheese! Have I died and gone to cheese heaven? He flitted around the 3 pieces that were laid out in a line on the counter. He draped himself over them, having the time of his life. Eat up, buddy. Sorry I spent so long as Cat Noir. 2 pieces were already in the bottomless pit of Plagg's stomach. You are forgiven. This time. If you're going to be with Marinette 24/7 anyways, why not just tell her who you are? He sniffed the smelly cheese, a true connoisseur. You know I can't do that, Plagg. Ladybug would flip. I don't want to disappoint her. Yeah, but aren't you dating Marinette? Yes, but Ladybug is my best friend, and she's the guardian. You wouldn't want her to select a new Cat Noir because I can't keep my big mouth shut, would you? Plagg looked at the last piece of cheese before shoving it down his throat, then patting his stomach. I guess not. The next holder might not have such delicious snacks. Gee, thanks. That makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Adrien said, sarcastically rolling his eyes. I aim to please, kid. Plagg said dismissively, looking around the bathroom for a warm place to take a post-camembert nap. Don't get too comfortable. We have to transform again. Plagg let out a groan. So soon? Was the 17 hours, 23 minutes, and 49 seconds not enough for you? Adrien just stared blankly. You keep count? Sometimes. Adrien shook his head, flabbergasted, but whatever. He had to get back to Marinette. Plagg, claws out! Marinette, still in her pajamas, came dancing down the stairs, humming a little tune, not paying attention to her surroundings. She tripped down the last 2 stairs, stumbling into a small table. She winced a bit. Oops. She muttered under her breath. The vase that sat atop it moved a little to the left and the right. Marinette held her breath, hoping that she could stop the inevitable. Crash! The expensive vase toppled over, and Marinette hurried to pick up the pieces, cursing at herself the entire time. Marinette, what was that? Her mother said loudly from the other room. Upon further inspection, it was the last birthday gift Uncle Wang gave Marinette's mother for her birthday. Some expensive vase from Tokyo. That was just her luck. Don't worry, I've got it, Marinette said, as she so clearly did not have it. but she shoved the shattered pieces into the drawer. That would be a problem for future Marinette to figure out. And then she bounded into the kitchen where her parents were making breakfast. "Hello, my beautiful and wonderful parents," she said as she kissed both her parents on the cheek. They looked at each other skeptically. "What did you break, Marinette?" her mother said, not believing this distraction technique. "Nothing. My clumsiness has really improved." "Marinette." Even though Marinette had grown, her father still towered over her. His eyebrows furrowed together, also not believing her. "Your Tokyo vase," Marinette blurted out. "I'm so sorry, Maman, but don't worry, I'm going to fix it." Her mother sighed deeply, turning back to the breakfast she prepared in the oven and on the stove. "That's okay, sweetie. I knew putting anything glass there was a hazard." "Hey!" "Okay, rude, but also not wrong. Anyways, I had a question. How do you guys feel about adopting a cat?" Her parents exchanged a glance. "A cat? I thought you really favored hamsters." "I mean, I love hamsters, but I'm thinking this family needs a cat. You know, a black cat maybe? A large cat?" "You want a big, black cat? Marinette, did you hit your head when you fell?" her father asked, not looking up from his task. "No, of course not. It's just... Okay, fine. Can Cat Noir stay with us for a little while?" Her mother finally turned to look at her. "Is everything okay?" "Maybe. I don't think I can say much about it, but he needs a safe place to go. A place where he doesn't have to hide and he can be himself and..." "But he would still be Cat Noir, so not 100% himself," her father interrupted. Marinette made a face. No one would quite understand that Cat Noir was his truest self. And even if she could never know who he was outside of costume, it didn't matter. This was who he was. I guess not technically. "Oh, sweetie, you know we love Cat Noir. That's perfectly fine." "As long as there's no funny business. Got it?" The usually not-so-serious Tom Dupin got close to Marinette's face. His large mustache hid his mouth that was probably slightly grimacing at the thought of having a boy in the house. Marinette eased the tension with her giggle. "Of course, Papa." "Thank you guys. You're the best." Right on cue, a renewed Cat Noir sprung down the stairs, looking extra peppy. "Good morning!" He was great at making himself at home and quickly swiped a freshly baked croissant from the dining table. "Hey, Cat! Guess what?" I look extra handsome this morning?" he purred. "No. Wait, I mean, yes, but that isn't what I was going to say." She giggled a bit. "We're adopting a cat." "Really? One of my own kind?" He smirked, taking another large bite of his pastry, clearly pleased with the news. "When?" "Right now." She embraced him. "Huh? Welcome home, kitty." Thank you so much for listening. I am having so much fun with this series, and I hope that you are as well. If you like what you hear, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out so much. And as always, stay miraculous.